We're here at the El Toro Marine Base to check out the new 2012 Ford Focus Titanium and the 2011 Chevrolet Cruze LTZ RS.
In the hotly contested compact sedan segment, Japanese competition is fierce. Do these two Americans have what it takes to take the new crown?
Looking at the styling on the Focus, it's obviously a lot younger than the Chevrolet. It has this kind of WRC front bumper on it. It's a lot more aggressive. I think the younger buyer is going to like this one a lot more.
It's a really sporty looking car. It's a great car for someone who wants a sports car but needs something more practical. The wheels are fantastic, 5 spokes. They look a lot like the SVT Focus wheels and the SVT wheels they used on Mustangs in the past. Really great style there.
I like the 5 spokes. This particular car is tuxedo black. It's a black, but it has this metal flake to it that has greens and purples in it. And it's just like, it's one step away from a bass boat or a bowling ball or something. It's way too much, but it's gonna come in a lot of colors, so that really doesn't matter.
It looks like a Hot Wheels color, really. The rear spoiler here on the back too, you can kind of take it or leave it. It adds a little bit of aggression to a design that might otherwise be a little bit bland for someone of the younger generation.
I actually like the spoiler on the back. What I don't like is the exhaust tip. It's just kind of plain exhaust pipe and it's kind of turned down and it's just boring.
You think they put a chrome tip or something on there at least to distinguish it from the more pedestrian Focus versions, but anyway, let's go look at the Cruze.
Now, the styling on the Cruze is definitely a lot more mature. It looks like it's made for a little bit older buyer. They're trying to jump into either a Japanese or a German segment, and the thing that really bothers me about the front of this thing is the giant bow tie on the front. It looks like I wanted at a rodeo to wear on my belt or something. It's way too big.
I think it's about as big as the one on the Chevy Silverado, to be honest. And moving to the side of the car, the wheels are bland. They're 5 spokes, but they do absolutely nothing for me. Moving back, the RS package includes this badge on the side here, which gives you some indication that it's a sporting version. And we have this rocker trim, which it widens the profile a little bit, but it really is too subtle for a car like this.
Yeah, and part of the RS package is we have these chrome door handles, which would probably look great on a Cadillac or something, but they really look out of place on what should be a young person's car. At the back, also part of the RS package, is this little tiny lip spoiler here, and it's kind of a half-hearted attempt. It's like they were saying, well, we want to be sporty, but hey, let's not get crazy. Let's just put this lip on here.
Absolutely. Mike, I've got to say that if we have to crown one of these the styling winner, it's got to be the Focus.
It has to be. Looking at the interiors, the Focus is definitely one of the best in this class. The dash actually has a soft touch material on it, and it's really nice, even if it does kind of feel like a big rubber mat.
And in every sporting car, the two most important components of the interior are the steering wheel and the seat. The seats are well bolstered, they're cloth, they're comfortable, and they're grippy. And the steering wheel is a perfect diameter and includes plenty of functional buttons.
What those buttons control are the Ford Sync system that's in the center stack here. It's a touchscreen system, and it's a little bit complex, but for the age of the average buyer of this car, they're gonna pick it up pretty quick. The DSG system, that's one of the real letdowns of this car. Most cars are gonna have paddles on the steering wheel or buttons behind the wheel or something. This thing has what is essentially a window switch mounted on the stick in the center. And you have to control it with your thumb, which requires taking your hands off the wheel.
But enough about the Focus, let's go check out the Cruze. In contrast to the Ford Focus, the Cruze dash is hard plastic. It does have this panel of almost speaker cloth looking fabric covering the middle to break things up. Some like it, but I don't.
I kind of like the speaker cloth on the dash, but what I don't like are these seats. They're really flat, there's no bolstering to them, you slide around all over the place. But like the Ford, it does have a pretty good steering wheel on it. It's contoured nice, it's good diameter. It feels pretty good. It's not fantastic, but it works.
The center stack is well laid out, but this silver trim has to go. And although it's just a standard automatic transmission, it does have a manual shift mode. Just tap it forward to shift up and tap it back to shift down.
So it is a close second, but it's a second out of 2, so it's still kind of a hollow number.
I completely agree.
Finally, it's time to drive the cars. First up is the Chevy Cruze. At the track, Cruze did 0 to 60 in 9 seconds. It ran through the quarter in 16.9 at 82.1 miles per hour. In braking, we got down from 60 miles per hour and 119 feet. Once we got to the figure 8, it did it in a time of 27.4 seconds at an average of 0.61 Gs. Overall, the Cruze is entertaining to drive, but it isn't necessarily the performance car here. When we switched over to the Ford Focus, things improved dramatically. 0 to 60 flashed by in 8.3 seconds, the quarter mile in 16.3 at 86.7 miles per hour. We stopped from 60 in 110 feet. We drove through the figure 8 in 27.2 seconds at an average of 0.62 Gs. The Focus's titanium package gives it a clear performance advantage, with more grip, greater precision, and faster overall numbers. From a performance perspective, the Focus is obviously the driver's choice.
So with the best exterior, the best interior, and the most fun to drive, the winner is
The Ford Focus.